Get the champagne out, we finally know what the price of the DC Designs Concorde will be, and we've got some awesome teasers from inside the cabin and inside the cockpit. It's going to be a short video today, but fulfilling nonetheless. You know what to do, be sure to like, comment and subscribe. It means you can stay up to date with the most important Microsoft Flight Sim news. But without further delay, let's get right into this awesome news. By the way, the Concordes are used as the B-roll footage behind the screen is an FSX converted model. It's not the real one, hence no sound. It just looks pretty cool and a bit glitchy. We'll be talking about the real one today, of course. So this was shared on the DC Designs Facebook page a few hours ago today. Basically summing up the progress of Concorde. It's an aircraft I've talked about a lot lately, purely because it's one of the most anticipated aircraft out there at the current moment. I'd say just behind the Phoenix A320 and PMDG 737. Now we've got plenty of information to decode from the Facebook post, so let's start off right from the top. He'd like to thank everyone, the thousands of you that have really been getting into the project, especially with the release of the teaser video which is showing on the screen now. Although the sounds shown in the video aren't the final product, they're instead basically 4 F-14 engines put together, slightly edited to sound more like the Concorde. Everyone commented how good the sounds were, but actually the best is yet to come. Anyway, he'd like to thank you all for the big confidence boost after most people commented positive things on there. The general consensus was that the modelling still needs a bit of work as well as texturing, but overall it's looking really good. But now let's get on to the future. What have we had done so far? So one of his developers, codenamed Jack, has been working on getting the fuel system up and running. Concorde of course has got a severely immense fuel system. So much so that Microsoft Flight Sim hasn't actually had the capability to support the amount of fuel tanks that Concorde has got. So they've had to do a bit of a workaround, but they seem to have hit the nail on the head. Concorde has 13 tanks, 160 connecting fuel lines, 38 pumps and 38 valves. All on the Flight Engineers panel, and they've been all implemented, fully operational into the sim. That is a big task, a mammoth task as they described it, but they're now done with the fuel system. Work is now progressing onto the equally vast electronic and hydraulic system. You know, it's not going to be completely study level. DC Designs have made that very clear from the start, but by the looks of it, you know, there's still going to be a high level of realism that many of us will enjoy. Now moving on from hydraulics, electronics and fuel, we move to something a bit more commercial. We move back from the cockpit into the cabin. Take a few steps with me from the cockpit back into the cabin through the so-called tunnel, of which I've walked through a few times in various museum Concordes. Now we're in the forward galley, and as I said earlier, get the champagne out because this looks awesome. Now it's not perfect, certainly textures in places look a bit funky, as well as modelling, but this looks rather good, I have to say. Notice as well, we've also got the toilet which can be opened, and there's a little thing about caviar on the sign there, but I'm sure you guys can read that. Now it's still early days for the cabin. This is the thing he's been working on for a while, but coming to this screenshot here where you get a sight of the galley, the cockpit and the toilet, you can see modelling has been done pretty well here, although it does look a bit funky in places. At the end of the day, this is not Microsoft Passenger Simulator, it's Microsoft Flight Simulator. But I'm sure with the target market of this being the casual flight simmer, they'll certainly feel at home with this kind of level of detail. And seeing as we don't have many aircraft with cabins in the sim so far, it is nice to see it. Of course, there's still a bit of work to progress here, but it looks decent, although the toilet seat does look a bit funky. And of course you've got a mirror back there, not too sure if that will work with lighting and reflections, but we'll have to see. In my opinion at the moment, the tunnel to the cockpit does look a bit long, just from my experience on museum Concordes, but that just might be the point of view or field of view. Now we've got a few external shots, starting with this one with 2 contrails coming out of the back, because that technically would be 4 because you've got 4 engines. They kind of morph into 2 distinguishable ones. Model looks good, texturing still needs work on, as we've already said, they're climbing through 20,000 feet here, a true beauty. This one shows modelling in a bit of a better light to be fair. Maybe it's because you can't see the textures. Clearly, there's still some time to go with this aircraft, still some bits to touch up. But now let's get onto the bit you guys really wanted to talk about and maybe clicked on this video for. While we're doing that, I'll show this beautiful shot of the cockpit, especially the flight engineers panel. Look at the lighting, that looks absolutely awesome. And these buttons, as we've already pointed out, most of them should and do work. Anyway, let's talk about pricing before I show you my favourite shot of the reheats or afterburners at the back. So they've agreed on pricing for the Concorde. The cost will be £27 UK and 99 pence, which equates to roughly $40 US or 35 euros, and of course equivalent to your local currency worldwide. In addition, if you already own the DC Designs Concorde in P3D and you want to upgrade, you'll get a reduced price at £23 UK 99 pence, 36 US or just under 30 euros. That is a price I'm sure we can all be very happy about for getting a realistic, although not study level airliner, with an aircraft that by the looks of it is going to be beautiful, with great effects in there, and of course something as unique as the Concorde. I mean, I think that's good value for money. Let me know on your thoughts down below. Do you think that's too expensive, or do you think they could ask for a bit more? Now finally, the last photo I want to show you is the reheats. Just look at the effects at the back there. They're new effects, they've been brought in, and they do look absolutely beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. Now his final note on the Facebook page is that there have been some worries about this coming over to Xbox. It is 100% compatible with Xbox and will be on the marketplace as soon as Microsoft lets it be when it's released. Next up on the Concorde, we'll be finishing the interior, which still needs some work clearly, and getting those electrical and hydraulic systems in. It's going to be a blast. I cannot wait to fly this, and I'm so happy for the price. Let me know what you guys think down below. Thank you so much to my first class channel members. They get a shout out on the screen now. These guys support my channel in such a great way. We've done so much as a community together, such as raising money for charity, which I was so happy with, and so are the charities. So if you've been watching this video, thank you for the support. From me today, that is all. I'll see you around. Bye bye.